Okay, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to put all your business out there. We don't care what sort of growths or source you have or where you have.
Exactly. Hopkins, call me later.
All right, welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name's Ben Steger. I'm here to answer your shooting questions. Joining us today, Rob Lesak from Screamin' Amateur Productions. Yeah. Matt Hopkins from HopkinsShooting.com, CZ USA, and he's an all-around good guy. And Keith Martin from Side Picture Media, and he's actually an asshole. Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I was going to say cool intro here, but you pretty much covered it right there with asshole. So you're right.
Boom. That's what I'm here for. All right, guys, today we are talking about 3-minute walkthroughs. So a pretty interesting thread that it didn't really get legs, which kind of bummed me out. I'll put it in the show notes anyway, but an interesting thread got teed up. Guy said, hey, what's the deal with 3-minute walkthroughs? And he's referring to a level 2 match. I don't know if he shot or not. It doesn't really matter. But there's a level 2 match. There's 3-minute walkthroughs there, and he's kind of like, what's that all about? Now, this kind of, to me, it's kind of like having a discussion about what the proper amount of walkthrough time is, or what it should be, and if you'd have a problem with 3 minutes, or not. So, Lesak, I think you shot the match in question, didn't you?
I did.
So 3-minute walkthroughs, that was the rule there?
It was.
Did you give a shit about that? Did that matter? Did that affect your match?
You know, if it's the same for everyone, I guess it's fair. Everybody looks at the targets, so they get the same opportunity to see it in the same amount of time. The only time it really kind of, I thought, bottleneck things was on stages that had really small areas to shoot from, where you couldn't spread out and look at the targets. Like everybody was all bunched together trying to see everything, and I looked at the stages the day before. I couldn't walk them all, so I was kind of refreshing my recollection of my stage plans. And except for maybe one stage, it didn't seem like that big of a deal.
Okay. Hopkins, what do you think? 3-minute walkthroughs?
If it's the same for everybody, I don't see a problem with it. I think 5 minutes is a better time just for probably an equity state.
Like, an equity standpoint?
Yeah, that's right. So, like, if a competitor doesn't get there the day before or whatever, they can have a fairer chance at shooting the stage.
Keith, 3-minute walkthroughs. You've shot enough matches. Is 3 minutes enough time for you?
Well, no, I think yes, but it comes down to, like, again, with, like, there's a bottleneck or there's other things. It's exactly what Matt just said, and actually, and what Lesak said. It's like it's about equity in the states. Like everything's the same. If everything's the same for everyone, then that's fair. But that probably puts it in the range of creating bottlenecks on certain stages and making it a little unfair.
Okay,
I'm not having been there.
Tell me about the bottlenecks. Like, where would you see the bottleneck happening?
Well, there was one stage where you had to basically shoot from like a triangle, right? Where you had to lean hard around a corner. I think you even had to hang off a rope on both sides, and then there was like 2 really low ports. And we had 7 guys on our stage, and everybody trying to walk that and find the targets at the same time. We were all like, if it was a longer course, you could walk through. People were at different points in the stage to work it out. On that one, everybody was stuck together, so it made it tougher to try to discern a good stage plan, especially if that was the first time you'd been seeing it.
Yeah, so the one thing we have in USPSA, I know some people internationally are podcast listeners. In USPSA, the convention is you can show up if the stage is not in use, so after people are done shooting the day before, or you show up early on the day of the match or whatever, you can walk around on the stage. That's fine. Now let's suppose this is run IPSC style and you're not allowed to walk on the stages and you just get the 3 minutes. Rob, would you see that match playing out any differently for you?
Well, in that case, I mean, if everybody only saw it for those 3 minutes, I mean, you're all in the same boat,
Are you?
It's part of the game, I guess, but it's a different part of the game, right?
Are you all in the same boat?
What do you mean? Like if everybody only got the same 3 minutes?
Everybody gets the same 3-minute walkthrough, but is everybody in the same boat? What
No,
I
there's
mean
always
is,
going to be the aggro guy in the squad who like takes up all your space, and you're waiting on that guy to get done. Is that
well,
what you mean?
Rob, what I'm saying is, does it make a difference who goes first on the stage in that scenario? Like,
Um,
if you're up first, you get just 3 minutes to work it out, and then boom, make ready time. The guy after that gets like 6 minutes.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
maybe
very
he
last
can't
guy
be
gets like
walking on the
40.
stage the whole time.
So
What's
yeah.
that, Hopkins?
and the very last guy gets like 40 minutes. So it's a
The very,
totally
yeah. I mean,
Is it the point the same though? Only you're changing it from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. I mean, if you shoot first, you still get a shorter amount of time than the last guy. It's just 2 minutes less. But
yes,
it's two
that's
minutes less for
true.
everyone.
But if it's 5 minutes, that's like nearly double the time to look at the stage. I mean, it depends on how complex the stages are too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? Did you
I mean,
feel like 3 minutes was what? Did you like the 3 minute thing or not? Would
in
you have
some
liked
cases,
5?
it felt rushed compared to what I'm used to. I don't know if it's because you're just used to the 5 minutes. My point
Probably.
was is if everybody had the same time constraint, it's kind of the same, fair factor, I guess. But like, yeah, it did feel rushed. So it changes kind of the dynamic.
All right, Hopkins, what do you think?
it's kind of hard to argue with Rob's point. It's like, oh, it's only 2 more minutes compared to a normal thing. So
Yeah,
if you're like first up on a memory stage, you got to get there before.
yeah. For a USPSA match, like,
Anywhere though, even at the World Shoot or whatever, you had to get there the day before and look at stuff.
okay. For those who don't know, the World Shoots run under IPSC rules, so you're not allowed to walk on the stages, beforehand. But Matt, in those stages, the flavor is substantially different. Like, there's not a memory component on those stages. I think
Right.
it's fair to say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like,
Well,
so
then
the stages
But
are not
still, if
set
you
up
have a tricky
complicated.
mover sequence or whatever,
But
which
it doesn't help you to be there unless you pull a swinger gate. It doesn't help you to be there the day before, like when the stage isn't being shot. You'd have to observe the stage being shot, right?
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter if you get on a walk it.
true, yeah.
Well, should there be like a specific amount? Like, so again with the whole like, okay, there's always the guy who's like messing around forever on the stage, and everybody's backed up like waiting on that guy.
Yeah.
So maybe should there be like everybody gets, okay, if there's a 5-person squad, everybody gets a minute, right, or whatever, however the division.
A minute. Oh yeah, like everybody
Like,
gets a
just
minute
break it down, yeah.
individually. The whole stage to themselves.
Again,
That's a really interesting idea. I don't think that would fly, but it's interesting.
well, it goes back to like, okay, if all the stages are fair for everybody all the time, what about like, okay, the guy that shoots it at 6 in the morning and the guy that shoots it when the sun's in his face at 7, blah, all of these other considerations.
Well,
Like,
one-
what's fair
one
and what's not fair?
interesting-
What's
one
equal
int-
and what's not equal?
I get you. One interesting thing that I did see at the World Shoot was there is big enough squads and small enough stages that in the 3-minute walkthrough time, there was some that you'd shoot from standing in one spot or like seated on. There's one where you're like sitting on a horse, and in the 3-minute walkthrough time. No, seriously, in the 3-minute walkthrough time, not everybody got to even get on the stage.
Yeah, the swamp
It
boat
was
thing was
like
also
it was
like
just
that.
like, you're fucked. Like, sorry. Like,
Yeah.
so it's your walkthrough time, and you're standing in line behind everyone else, and it's like there's not enough time. Like, everybody could not. It was not feasible for everyone to even get on the stage and look. It
No.
didn't happen.
Okay, but you have the most silly things where they're like stage malfunction because like somebody moves a barrel like 2 feet and it gets put right back where it was before, and then an entire stage gets thrown out.
What do you mean
That's
happen? How is that related?
But that's considered unfair advantage because, or like the entire thing is wrong. Like, how is not getting like a proper? I'm not a douche about walkthroughs, but like everybody should at least be able to see it.
Yeah, that seems a little bit fucked, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought that was very weird at the World Shoot, where you get up to a stage and the RO would tell you before your walkthrough time, make sure and let the first shooter up first because you all will not get through this. You will not be able to all get on the pontoon boat or whatever.
that's a
Like,
little
that was
bit-
a very real thing where like 5 people got to get on it, and we had a 12 or 14 person squad. So it was very weird. And that stage actually lent itself to the shooter immediately got off the boat and let the on-deck shooter on there so they had time to actually look at it. So that's how that worked itself out.
Like shooters have to it comes down to the shooters being cool with each other.
Yeah.
Now, Rob, in your 3-minute walkthrough on this complicated stage where you're leaning around shit and stuff, would you say that 3 minutes was even enough time for you to look at the options and make a judgment?
It might have been if I had all 3 minutes to myself, where I could actually work it out. But with everybody else crowded in, you couldn't like make your way around. And when I was in the situation, I don't know how often you guys have had your walkthrough shortened, but I wondered, did it really save that much time if the point was to get the match to run quicker?
No, it doesn't matter.
So what was the point of shortening the walkthroughs anyway?
To make the match run faster.
Because they said so.
No, I mean, well, if you look at IPSC, which has kind of gone down this road where it's 3-minute walkthroughs is kind of the standard at IPS at the World Shoot anyway. It's 3-minute walkthroughs, no sight pictures, so they try to cut out as much fucking around at Make Ready as possible.
All that leads to is people taking the time doing that shit in their head instead of actually doing it live with the gun.
Well, I mean, I
People
would
had like a minute Make Ready sessions, dude. Like even just one of those per squad kills your whole 2-minute time saving.
Well, kind of the point I'm making is having all those rules in place doesn't make the matches run any faster. And kind of if you flip that around, if you go to USPSA matches, like level 2 matches, where you can from the Make Ready till when you actually get the standby, you can kind of fuck around for a while, and it's kind of like whatever. Nobody really cares, and you can show up and walk through the stages if nobody's using them, and that's not allowed, in IPSC. You're allowed to do all this stuff in USPSA, and it's not like the matches run slow. I mean, everything is fine. So if you look at some match director making a decision like we're going to go to 3-minute walkthroughs, so the squads, so we get done on time or whatever. Like, I get why they're doing that. They want everything to run well, but in practice, I don't know that it matters. And then you could even sit there and, I understand the math. It's like, well, no, if we cut 2 minutes off a stage for every squad and they shoot 10 stages or whatever, that's 20 minutes faster the match is going to run. But after all these steps are taken, the matches don't run any fucking faster. They just, they kind of run the same pace. It doesn't really end up mattering. That's my take on it anyway.
The only thing, have any of you guys ever shot the Georgia State, the Georgia sectional match? It's the only match that I've ever seen that they basically divided it. There are 2 runs a day, so basically you divide the day in half.
2 flights.
2 flights, exactly. Have you shot have you shot other matches that are like that, where you're running multiple flights over multiple days?
Yes.
Do you feel like that? To me, that feels like that runs really. Like, at least in my experience here, that's the only match I've ever shot like that. That runs really fast for me, and that's efficient. Like the squads are small. Like everybody's helping everybody. There's a lot of ROs on the stage. You just get everything is taken care of. Boom, boom, boom. You show up in the morning. You're done by lunch, or you show up right after lunch and you're done by before it gets dark. Easy peasy.
Right. So.
And this is like 10, 12 minutes.
Just 2 different squad schedules, though.
Right.
The only thing...
Well, you're done with the whole match? You're done with the 10-stage section match in half a day, is what you're saying?
Absolutely,
so they had smaller squads, right?
Yeah, small squads. Small squads with extra ROs on the stage, and they build they build everybody into the schedule, so, all the volunteers get to shoot at certain times and all that, so, I don't need to explain everything. You guys get it.
It sounds... Okay. The only other thing
did you get 5-minute walkthroughs?
Absolutely.
Well, that sounds mathematically impossible.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm saying
no, it's not.
They only have
400 people shoot the damn thing, and it's done.
The only other thing I've heard is splitting the squad into 2. The first half shoots only, and then the second half resets. And as soon as they're done, it flips. So, the first half is now resetting, and the second half is now shooting.
It's prepping and...
No, fuck that. The way it's done, the match I shot in Norway was the most efficient. It was awesome. You spent literally 80% of your time at the match sitting on your ass. and it was the most efficient thing I've ever seen.
Yep, then they had employees doing it. They do that in South America as
No,
well.
no, you still had to paste.
Oh.
But 80% of the time, you'd be on your ass.
Explain it then.
Yeah.
It would be
Break it
the
down.
system was ROs pegged to the stages, and then the last two shooters would patch. That's what they say is last two patch. So as soon as you're done shooting, you holster your gun, somebody hands you your magazines, and you're handed a roll of pasters. For the next two shooters, you reset the stage. There's only two guys doing it. If it's a big stage, like whatever, you have to paste it all. But you can keep behind somebody scoring a target. You can paste almost as fast as they can score.
Yeah.
You just walk around with them, paste everything. As soon as that's done, you're done. Like you paste for two, and then you hand your roll of pasters to the next person that just got done shooting, and then you go sit down. And it was very efficient.
Well.
I liked it quite a lot. And you got your 5-minute walkthroughs.
Well, how many times have you lost time because you go like, hey, I'm going to go over and I'm going to reset the steel. And then, like, the guy figures, like, people get confused, and then there's 4 people trying to reset 4 pieces of steel.
It's not confusing. The American attitude about
way of doing it.
Yeah, the American way of doing it is really dumb, where they're like, everybody's going to help always. And it's like you just walk out there every time, you stand next to a target, paster, fucking walk back. Like, it's like there's so many guys gangbanging it out, like it's just not necessary. And then by the end of the day, everyone's tired and they're screaming for pasters. This is oftentimes the case.
Yeah.
Because everybody walks out there like every time. It's like, you got to help paste. Like, God damn it. Like, okay. Like, I'll do it that way, but it doesn't make any sense to me. I'd rather I'll reset the whole stage myself once. I'd rather do that. I'll just fucking set it all.
The rest of the time.
Yeah, and then do nothing.
Oh, that makes kind of sense.
Yeah, it'd make more sense if there's 2 of us. We just reset it ourselves.
3. 3 wouldn't be bad.
Fine, 3.
I think you should write out your Norwegian plan, and you should submit it to all of the guys trying to be USPSA president.
To try and change the convention and matches of how it's done?
Sure, just write it in the rules book.
It's not even really my plan.
Write it in the rule book.
Yeah, write it in the rule book.
I'm going to go grab mine off the shelf, and I'm just going to write it in there. And let's say, I do 2 stages right after. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. So, just to finish this thing off, let's take a poll. What do you think, if you're picking it, if you're the match director for the day, Lee Sack, we'll start with you. Okay. What do you make in the walkthrough time? Is it going to be 3 minutes, 1 minute,
no,
30 seconds, or go fuck yourself, it's a blind stage? What do you think?
Like 5 minutes. 5 minutes always work for me. I don't know why they shortened it to 3. It didn't seem like it saved any time if that was the point. So
save 20 minutes. What are you bad at math? You simple, son?
We were backed up to the squad in front of us like 3 times. So
well, it's good that you only had 3 minutes to walk through, so you could go wait behind another squad, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Hopkins. If you're match director for the day, what do you make in the walkthrough time?
5 minutes, like normal convention.
You're boring. Keith, what about you?
Exactly. It's 5 minutes. This size normal.
There's nothing in the rule book that says it has to be 5 minutes, and 3 minutes is better.
Tradition.
Okay. Get all Kevin Allen about the rule book. It's
nobody outside of Georgia understands your reference, sir.
That's why I said it that way. Look, make it 5 minutes. If you're done, shoot. Like, hey, is everybody done? Like, that's how it works in a match. Like, everybody's standing around scratching their ass. Like, all right, let's go. Let's make them hot. Let's go.
I say make it 2 minutes so the matches run faster.
I say you organize your matches better.
No, 1 minute now. Now it's 1 minute.
Okay.
See what you've done?
Whatever.
No, fuck it. Make it 5 minutes. Shit, you guys can have 10 minutes in my match. I don't care.
Well, can I have like a two years so then I can practice up and still be half as good as like maybe never mind.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on, Keith. Maybe we'll have you back if people in the comments think that you're amusing enough, right? Because you have to be funny or interesting because you can't shoot for shit. So
that's
read
exactly
something.
I only shoot better than that guy from the other podcast. So
Which guy?
I don't know, that dickhead with the article.
Oh yeah, well, whatever. Not in a real life situation, you wouldn't shoot better. That's the real test. Hopkins, thank you for coming back. You've been doing a lot of episodes lately. I'm sure everybody appreciates it. And Mr. Lisak, you were excellent. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, well,